the third critical choice that I made on my journey was to build trust. Now, first and foremost, I had to build trust in myself. I had to start there. And then through building trust in myself, I realized that I was doing the things that actually inspired the trust of others too.
Yeah.
And you and I talked about this. I'm big into do the little things great. And you've shared some little things that are big, that have a big impact. What have you done to purposely build trust and confidence in yourself?
Yeah. Well, I'd say maybe we can look at this like two different lenses.
Mm-hmm.
The trust that I built in myself is if you ever heard James Clear says every habit is a vote for the person that you're trying to become.
Awesome.
And so there's an idea that, like, I'm here, but this is the person I want to be. So I got to have some type of clear actions of what would that guy do? And like I said, like that guy would open his Bible every morning, and that guy would go to the gym and exercise every single day. And that guy would choose to make healthy choices that's going to treat his body with love versus something that's just going to make him feel pleasure for the next two minutes. This guy would do these things with his kids. And every time I do that, so it's like, that's the person I want to be. And how do I put the habits in place to kind of make that happen? Every time I do that, it's a vote of confidence in that person. And I trust that I'm becoming more like that person each day because I've got the habits in place and the examples to justify, like that's who I'm becoming. But the other area is, I would say, is just recognizing that there's just no way you're going to have success on this journey doing it solo. There's just no way.
Right.
I'm a pretty disciplined person. I know a lot about health and fitness. Well, there's a reason, like, I work out with other people, and there's a reason that I have a plan that I didn't write,
Yeah, right.
There's a reason that, like, my financial game plans weren't things that I just thought up on myself. They were influenced and guided by other people. There's a reason I have business mentors and I'm invested. So it's more of a recognizing that, like, I can't put all this on my own shoulders. I got to trust some other people to kind of mentor me along the way. Trusting their guidance and then trusting my own implementation. And if I can do that enough times, then I can look back over 5-10 years and say, well, I would definitely want to be where I am today over the last 5 to 10 years if I didn't trust those people and trust myself that I would implement with what they recommended.
Yeah. And then you see the fruits, right? What is it saying? And okay, so then let's take this just for a second. You are a leadership mentor today, and I don't know if that's the right term, a mentor for Two Brains Business who helps other gym owners. And that started because you chose to trust a mentor and their process.
Yes.
And I think if I'm putting this together, that's when you made your first choice of you needed to come into balance. And that, like, revamped your whole business too. For sure.
It was along that same kind of journey where I said, I kind of recognize I've been running a gym for the last 6 years, but I haven't been running a business. And and I don't want to run a gym anymore. I either got to figure out how to run a business or I got to close this thing up. And I was like, I don't know how. I don't know how to run a business. I need someone who's run a business before to teach me how to do it. And Two Brain mentors people who have fitness businesses, primarily in what we call them a micro gym space, just like mine. And they teach people the best practices of owning a gym. They provide them mentorship. They provide them community. And I entered into their program and went from running a gym to running a business and running an unsuccessful gym to running a very successful gym business, and enjoyed the process so much and wanted to help other people. And so I applied and became a mentor for Two Brains. So now I do what was done for me, which is teach other gym owners, help guide them through this this path that's maybe unclear to them because they haven't walked it before.
And you chose to trust your mentor and the process.
Yep.
And now you motivate and inspire others to trust their mentor and the process. And it does require putting trust into the person and the process, because it doesn't happen overnight.
For sure. Yes. And it's hard. It's not easy things. I mean, I lost all but one employee the first year.
Because you did completely shift from gym to business.
Yeah. I was like, what we're doing is not working, and we're going to change. And a lot of it, they all said, well, I don't want to change.
Well, and I'm totally going to come over the top on this, and you know this, but I just have to add a little bit of this for my community. I share in my signature keynote, a little bit about Gold's Gym, when I lived in Killeen, Texas, and it being the best job ever. What I don't add to it, because there's not enough time, and this is like what I'm like so inspired by you, is way back when it was a company called American Club Systems. So they were similar. They don't exist anymore, but similar to Two Brain. And I chose, just as this little person selling gym memberships at this little Gold's Gym, the owner, which would have been a you, hired this mentor firm to come in and implement a sales process, a culture process. And the people that had been working there resisted it. But because I knew nothing, and I was like, what do you want me to do? Okay. No. And I started to see the immediate results of implementing this framework and process in the gym and in the community. And then, this firm picked me to go and do all these pre-sales. And I am telling you, it was like trusting that person. They trusted me. Then there was a process and a framework, and I followed it. And it just, so I just love the connection with that.
Yes.
And I kept it forever. Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Choose and Become interview series. To check out more episodes, go to www.trishkendallspeaks/podcast, or go to any of your favorite podcast channels, including YouTube, under Trish Kendall Speaks, and you'll find this interview and more. Choose and become.